My neighbor stole my fridge, so I destroyed his house. My girlfriend and I moved out of my parents' house when I was 20. We ended up settling for a beautiful house in a suburban neighborhood of Los Angeles. When we arrived, we wanted to ensure a harmonious relationship with our new neighbors. Taking the initiative, we went door to door, extending warm greetings and friendly introductions to a few of our neighbors. For the neighbor closest to our house, we decided to introduce ourselves with some gifts. Given my girlfriend's artistic talents, we crafted some original art pieces, hoping to win their favor. With our offerings in hand, we made our way to the neighboring couple's residence. It was a gentleman who appeared to be approaching his 50s and his wife, a few years younger. As we introduced ourselves, they initially seemed kind and welcoming. Turns out I had the worst neighbors imaginable. It quickly became apparent that they were quite unhappy with their lives. They would complain about every little thing, from our birthday parties being too loud to the sound of my car starting up. Claiming we were the disruptive neighbors, we tried to brush off these complaints and apologize. After coming home from work early one day, I found the husband in my yard. Turns out he had the habit of venturing into my yard when he believed I wasn't home and desecrating my rose bushes by urinating on them. I ended up losing one of the precious plants, which were quite expensive due to their unique grafting process. He also had no problem allowing his dogs to defecate on my lawn despite me confining mine to the backyard. I tried to be polite, asking him to stay within the confines of his own property. Then, the husband stole my refrigerator. One day, while I was installing a new fridge, the husband took it from my back porch. I only found out weeks later when he carelessly left his garage open one evening. To my disbelief, inside his garage sat my fridge, used to just chill his beer. It even had the ice packs my grandmother had given me. They were resting in the icebox, her name still inscribed on them. I was pissed. My girlfriend, being more level-headed, once again convinced me to remain peaceful. However, my last straw came when the husband reported me to the city authorities for failing to cut my lawn. My lawnmower had been broken for a month, and I had been diligently saving up to buy a replacement. I even informed him of my predicament, and he reassured me it wouldn't be a problem. As a result, I faced a $200 fine. That was when I decided enough was enough. I schemed for ways to get back at my neighbors. I was originally going to settle for lighting up some of my dog shit at his front door. It wasn't enough. I knew I wouldn't be satisfied and had to think bigger. For an entire week, I roamed the neighborhood armed with blue doggy bags. I was determined to do everyone a favor by cleaning up any dog waste I encountered. Each piece was carefully deposited into a black garbage bag, which I stored in my garage. I didn't want my girlfriend or neighbors seeing what I was up to. The temporary discomfort would be well worth the ultimate satisfaction. Each addition to the bag felt like a deposit into a metaphorical piggy bank. With each addition, I grew with excitement. Keeping a close eye on the weather forecasts, I noticed that rain was predicted for Friday. Though I had been saving every penny, I made an exception and purchased a ladder on that fateful day. I waited until no one was home. At around 10 a.m., equipped with a mask, shovel, and the black garbage bag slung over my shoulder, I arrived at his house. Scaling the ladder cautiously, I made my way up to his roof. I kept low and concealed myself whenever I spotted other neighbors passing by. Scoop by scoop, I distributed the week's worth of diligently collected waste across his roof. That night, rain poured down as planned. I watched from my window. With pure joy, I watched the excrement I had carefully positioned slide off the roof. It fell onto the sides of his house, coating everything from the windows to the backyard. The day after, the couple came knocking. The next day, the stench filled the air. The entire neighborhood wouldn't dare approach the house. Since they didn't have cameras, they resorted to knocking on doors to figure out what happened. However, much of the neighborhood hated this couple just as much. Anything within a 50-mile radius reeked, and there was nothing they could do about it. The aftermath was nothing short of glorious.